Hey guys, it's Jackie. So, let's talk about episode 5 of HBO's The Last of Us. Um, so, um, well, there's some new characters to the show. Henry and Sam. In the game, they were, uh, you know, basically a brother. Henry was the older brother, Sam was the little younger brother, and we basically in the games we meet them after we've gone through like a whole bunch of stuff with these this kind of militia group which is called the Hunters in the game, but they're more like on the militia side in the TV show, and they have actual characters, and they're humanized a lot more than what they were in the games, and there's kind of a reason why they're specifically after Henry and Sam. There's kind of a whole story with that. And I think for the most part, this episode was pretty good. There are some changes that, um, are minor and are actually kind of at least okay. And then there's just one that I kind of don't really understand, but let's just get through some of the positives. They The way Henry and Sam and Joel and Ellie when they meet, it's a little on the different side, but it's not like super, this or that. But it's basically in the game, Joel climbs into uh, a window of an apartment, and that's where he's kind of ambushed by Henry. But kind of a misunderstanding starting out, and then it's kind of, you know, where it's like they kind of group together trying to find a safe way out of there to escape the hunters, that just kill people and try to take their shit, take their stuff or food or clothes or whatever. That's kind of what they were in the game. They were just kind of, folks that were, you could say, oh yeah, do what you have to survive, but they were kind of just assholes about it in the game. But, basically, Henry kind of has the plan to, is he's been studying like the hunters movement, the militia groups movement, so that he kind of knows how to avoid them. And one thing that's a little bit different is, first in the game, we have to actually get through an outpost with hunters, and yeah, it's like a whole big thing. And then eventually we get to a point where it's like, okay, we're going kind of underground through an underground tunnel system, and that's where we see it's kind of a settlement. There's like, trying to think, but there's like, well, there's it's basically a makeshift playground, and then there's it's because it's like kind of underground tunnels, sewer kind of thing, and there's this kind of contraption that holds water and stuff, and it's supposed to be like the fresh water from the rain, because a lot of stuff you want to make sure you're not drinking contaminated water, and getting sick and all that. So there's that, and then there's like stuff for because obviously they kind of traveled with children. Sorry, with people who were there before. So, and there was like a lot of if you look at a lot of the notes and some of the drawings, you kind of piece together a kind of very tragic story. And so that's kind of where we go from there. And then eventually we get back on the street, and then we're encountered by the hunters again, and they've got Humvees, they've got a tank, they got like heavy artillery and they're kind of coming after us and all that and but in the TV show we kind of just forego all of that and go straight underground. Joel, Ellie, Henry, and Sam, they just kind of go straight to that. They don't bullshit on the surface, trying to get past where the militia group is, and their leader is Kathleen, and there's a whole story with that to at least again humanize the characters. So most of that I'm like, okay, I understand. Some of that you kind of have to forego. We only have like an hour or so, or maybe less than an hour, because that's how most of these episodes are. But yeah, basically, it was pretty good there. But there's one thing I don't quite understand is Sam, the younger brother of Henry. He for some reason in the show they made him deaf, like he's using, him and Henry are using sign language. At first I thought, oh, they're using sign because they want to avoid detection, because we do kind of get into a little more of what happened with them before Joel and Ellie arrived in the town. And but so I thought, oh well, that's probably it. Or maybe he's mute. I think it's that he's mute. I don't think he's actually deaf. I think he actually can hear. I think, or no, sorry, I got that wrong. I'm getting things confused. Yeah, he's mute for some reason. But he, yeah, there's a. Yeah, so he's deaf and mute, and it's kind of confusing because I'm going back and forth between that and the games. But in the game, he's not deaf or mute. He actually can speak fine. He can hear fine. I don't know what the purpose was with making Sam deaf and blind, deaf and mute. He it just didn't really add anything, and it kind of dragged the rest of the episode down. And it's just like, I don't understand what the creators of the show's reasoning behind that is. I don't think it really adds anything. I think it's kind of detrimental, really. Like I said, it kind of just drags on through the last bit of the episode, which I won't like spoil or anything, but it's just the whole thing with Sam being deaf and mute. That's, and they have like this old fashioned, it's kind of like a sketch pad sort of thing. It's where like, okay, you have this clear plastic over some black, and then you kind of use plastic to kind of write or doodle or something. And then to erase it, you just lift the plastic up and then kind of lightly press it back down. And I don't understand. That's the part that I don't really understand. Like, I don't think it enhanced anything. I don't know if they did. I don't know why they did it. I won't really speculate, but that's just one thing that really bothered me about this episode. But overall, it's the show's still been doing pretty good for me. I know there's going to be some creative liberties that they're going to take, but it's not the end of the world. I think they're doing a pretty good job with the adaptation. And yeah, so anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you have any thoughts with the of the episode, please leave them in the comments. And I'll catch you guys later.